You're so welcome here today. It is Wednesday the 17th of September 2025 and I'm coming to you as always from Devon in the southwest of England, where I live with my husband, our 2 teenagers and our 2 wee dogs. And it is just so good to have you here today. It is a miserable, wet, grey morning here in Devon. I'm honestly not mad at it. Winter, autumn, whatever has definitely come after a very warm summer, and I'm enjoying it. It literally hasn't stopped raining since I last podcast. My last podcast, you could hear the rain battering against the window. I don't think it's just going to be as bad as that today. But the minute I pressed off on the last podcast, the power went out and thunder and lightning storm started. So we're definitely into the burr months, aren't we? Anyway, that's the British podcast bit over, and as I said, it's so good to have you here. And I just thought, because it's such a miserable morning, let's cozy down, let's spend a bit of time knitting or crocheting or whatever you're doing, grab a cuppa, and we'll just have a bit of time together to talk all things yarn and knitting and everything. I'm coming to you again from my cozy chair. I have decided that this is where I'm going to podcast from. I don't know what happened. If some of your long-term viewers will know that this is my spare room, and it's very small. And I had to clear it out to have a student. We had 3 students stay with us for a couple of weeks in June, and I don't know if it's different position or when I've put the room back together, but it's so shadowy. You can still see shadows here, and I apologise for that, but we're doing our best. This wall is not grey, it's a lovely light blue. So lighting. I have invested in some very cheap lights, which I think you can maybe see them reflecting off my glasses. I'll try and keep my head down, which hopefully will help and hopefully won't shine too much off my grey hair. Because it's a dull day today, I think the lighting will work. If the sun shines in, we'll have to maybe rethink it, but got my wee bits that I love moved over to this wee podcasty corner, and this is where I sit and knit most of the time, and you can't see the chaos that is behind you, but we'll not talk about that. And I thought, I've got my cozy chair, I've got my drink somewhere here, and I've got the time to come and talk to you. Now, I noticed straight away from sitting in this chair, I have a V pillow in at my back. Not because the chair's not because the chair necessarily needs it, but I need it. So and I think the problem is going to be that everything I wear is going to bumfle up, but I'm comfortable, and really that's all that matters, isn't it? Anyway, loads of chat. Where can you find me? I'll put a wee thing up here with all the details. And you might notice my new bright and shiny logo for the podcast. My lovely nephew, who is, I think some people thought he was young. He's in his 30s. He's still young, but he's in his 30s, and he designed a new logo for me, which I am just chuffed to bits with. And I think it reflects me a bit better than maybe some of the past ones that I've had. So that's the logo for going on. I'm hoping to get a few things done with the logo on to give out at yarn festivals and things, but we'll see what happens. So thank you very much, Jordan. Not that he would ever watch this, but anyway, and hopefully all the places you can find me are underneath. So that's that. I'm looking at my notes as always, because if I don't, then it's a 5-hour podcast. Okay. Right. I have had a lot of time to knit since I last saw you. It's 2 weeks since I last saw you because our schedules have changed. My daughter started college, so we're up at 5:45 in the morning. I mean, I used to get up at that time for work, but thankfully I don't have to anymore. And she leaves the house at 6:45, and then bless her, she's a 12-hour day. She has to get a bus and a train and the same on the way home, but she is loving it. She's so happy, she's enjoying her course, she's making friends. That's all you can ask for. And then my son gets up, well, it's supposed to get up at 10 to 7, but then, 5 past 7, 7:15, 20 past 7, and then his bus goes at 10 to 8. So I have taken that time to knit and pray a little bit too. And so I've got quite a lot done. It's amazing how much you can get done. They can ready themselves in the mornings, and Eva could probably get herself up, and she does get herself up, but I just think, she's like a baby elephant, so even if I didn't get up, I'm awake anyway. So, I mean, when I was her age, I'd already left home to start nursing, but anyway, seems to be a different generation. But she's up and out, no problem, but like most boys, he needs a wee bit of encouragement to get up. But anyway, that's all to say that I've had quite a bit of extra time to knit. Just have gone down and made a cup of tea, made sure the dogs are sorted, and come back up to bed with a cup of tea and knit for a while. So you may think I've got a lot done, and I have got a lot done, but bear in mind, I hadn't podcast for quite a while. Disclaimer corner here. I hadn't podcast in quite a while, and I had most of the things that I finished well underway. So, but hey ho, I've got lots of finished objects. Well, no, not lots. Big finished objects to show you today. Can I stop waffling? Probably not. Anyway, so looking at my notes again, we'll just start straight in with FOs. I've put whips, FOs. So my first FO we'll talk about is what I'm wearing, and it isn't as bumpled up as this, but I'm just sitting in a cozy chair. And this is the Forager Lite by Isobel Kraemer. It's the second one I've knit. I cast this on in the summer, just before we headed off. We went away for 6 whole days, up to Suffolk, and we were staying in a caravan with no Wi-Fi or anything, so I thought I'm going to need something to knit. And I didn't want to knit on anything that was complicated necessarily, or a designer didn't know, and Isobel always comes up trumps. I always get gauged with Isobel. I always like what I knit from her, and I have knit this before, and I thought, I know how she writes her patterns. I've knit it before. There'll be no thought process needed, and I was right. It's fingering weight, so it did take a wee while. I have got my, where have I put my, excuse me. Oh, here we go. Sorry, there'll be a bit of fizzling. Haven't quite worked out the table situation to put everything on in this corner, but we will. Sorry, a wee bit of rustles in the house. So I had this, I'll show you the, you can see me wearing it, but I'll show you the actual pattern. Where is it? There we go. So this is the Forager Lite. You can see the mock cable. It's up the front, up the back, on the side, you can see there, and on the arms. And it's just a simple knit with just that wee bit every so often. And actually Sleeve Island didn't feel as bad because you had that wee bit of where is it, that wee bit of faux cabling. And this is just done, I'm just going to have to throw everything on the floor here. This is just done in a cone that I got off eBay. It's 100% wool. You can smell it. It definitely is. In that gorgeous, oh, the lighting's all right, isn't it? The gorgeous emerald green. I looked inside it and it doesn't say anything. It says shade 34, 500 gram cone. So that's what I've got left. And it is, I've no problem with any real, I love rustic yarn, and I'm wearing this next to skin and it's fine. It's blocked out beautifully, and I think it's a gorgeous colour. I'm sorry it's sitting up a bit like that, but it's just, my cushion's pushing it up. So I'll have to keep pulling it down. I might have aggressively blocked the neck, maybe because I wanted to get it dry, and I maybe didn't need to. This is the only bit that I kind of pinned out, so I maybe didn't need to do that. But I knitted a little bit longer because I'm back into wearing jeans a wee bit. I normally would wear dresses, and I wanted it a wee bit longer to go over the old, tum and bum. And did I modify anything? I modified the length. I modified, let me see, I don't think I did. I think I did everything to pattern. And as I say, I rarely have to change needle size with Isobel Kraemer. She's a wee skinny mini, but she seems to just know how to design for larger ladies, and men can wear these too, I suppose. And she always hits the nail on the head, and I just love. It's just definitely my favourite designer. So that's the Forager Lite, done in finger and weight, and just cuffs, the hem's the same, and yeah, I just love it. And I love even the shoulder detail is lovely. So just a really good one to throw on, and light in this stage of life that I'm in, but with warmth too. As I said, sorry, I don't know. I presume maybe it's from a mill or something. It didn't. I obviously soaked it, but there wasn't much spinning oil that came out of it. So we'll see how it wears. But I'm very happy with it. So, and I think, yeah, it goes with my. I can't. There's some things I can't wear with my hair colouring, but I think it's lovely. Well done, me. Okay. The next thing is this. Let me get the yarn. I should have had this. I just haven't got enough space to put everything on. So we have you've seen these before. I showed them last time. So but they're finished. So this is a Sleeping Beauty sweater by Elenor Mortensen, and this is my finished object. Look. Now, on her pattern, you can see that those are flowers. She, what do you call it? Not backstitched, duplicate stitched the stamens of the flowers, and I still haven't done that, and I don't know if I will do that. It was one of those, I'm a process knitter. I love the knitting of it. Even if I never wear the thing, I love the knitting of it. And if I don't love the knitting of it, it doesn't get finished. This was a love, hate, love, hate, love, hate, love, hate the whole way through. Very well written. Lovely big charts. Very clear. Very concise. Not a long pattern. But I have never knit, I think I said this last time, I have never knit colour work with superwash yarn. I've always knit it with sticky, this kind of rustic yarn, and it just goes lovely. I get great tension, all the rest of it. And the whole way through this, I was like, oh, that tension's off. Oh no, that tension's okay. Oh no, that tension's off. So it was a bit, and let's just say the glory of blocking, the miracle that is blocking, came and helped me out. And this is what we're finished with. And I think you can agree. It's gorgeous, but I'll show you the yarn first. Let me probably sit in here. I can see all the traffic going by and it's getting my attention. So the yarn I used was, this is all I've left from 3 skeins for, it's fingering weight, 400 grams. Well, I don't know how many, I presume 400 or 425, but this was seconds from Bird Street. I went to Wee Flock. Some people call it Little Flock. I call it Wee Flock. In Bristol, don't know which one. It wasn't the last one. I went to one before, and they had a bargain bucket with all their skeins were £5, and I picked up 3. That is pretty good. Maybe this lighting's okay. Sorry about my hair. Kind of light and dark. I could see 0 seconds or 0 problems with it, and that's all I've left. But that'll do for toes and socks or something. And then I used a Zauberball, 2 Zauberballs, but I don't know, I didn't weigh it, but still, I actually toyed with the fact of stopping the pattern early, so not to break into the second Zauberball, but then I thought, well, sure, what am I going to use it for? So that's what it looks like, and that's what it's turned out like. I think that's beautiful. This, I'm sure this was meant, this is what the Elenor designed this pattern with the Zauberball, but I'm sure some people would use other things. You could use a straight colour, I'm sure. And this colour is 2389. And that's, if you were just knitting round and round, that's what it would be like. Oh, police in our wee village flying down the road. We live in a tiny village out in the countryside, not in the centre of the city. So I've plenty of that left, so that'll go to something else too. And quite a thrifty wee sweater when you think that I used, say, 2.5 of that was at £5 each, and I think the Zauberballs, I've had those quite a while. I think those are about £13 per ball, so not a bad wee price for a sweater. I said there was a but. Okay, so I did the size that should have given me about 4 inches of positive ease on my bust area. I'm going to have to keep pulling at this if I'm sitting in this chair, I apologise. But I forgot, and if you're new here, sorry if this is too much information, I have a large abdominal hernia. And my too much information probably for this, but my chest size is a 40, I've written it down, my bust size is a 44 inch. And my hernia size is 48. So, even on blocking, this, it's less ease than I would like, put it that way. So, a lesson has been learned, lots of lessons were learned. Knitting with, getting your tension with superwash yarn, keeping it an all over, I've never done an all over colour work before in such a scale, following, just following your colour work chart, lots of learning things, but I think it's turned out beautiful. The top bit is still not as flat as I would, sorry, that's blowing my hair out, not as flat as I would like it. But I've learned from that too. I did it on, I think for me to get good colour work tension, I need to do it on a longer, not on a bunched up needle, and it was, I hadn't changed the needle. So all that to say, I am in a bit of a health thing. So hopefully the weight will continue to come off. I'm waiting, I need an operation on this hernia, and I don't think he'll want to do it unless I lose a bit of more weight. So it is for my health, and hopefully this will, I'll still wear it over dresses and things, but it just wouldn't look, I did it a wee bit shorter. I honestly just lost the will to live in the end, to be honest. And I did it a wee bit shorter, so this will be worn over dresses, but like, look at that, isn't that gorgeous? Anyway, I'm chuffed to bits with that. And as I say, I went between, I'm not going to knit any more of this, oh, can't wait to do this, so it was a real love-hate relationship, but I may have cast on something else by her, so stay tuned. So anyway, that's the Sleeping Beauty sweater by Elenor Mortensen. Told you everything I need to tell you about that. And then I had cast on the sweater that is in the hot right now on Ravelry. The lady who designed it must be, I don't know, be able to pay off her mortgage, I would say, and more power to her. Well done, her. Midori, Hirosi, and the Ranunculus. You need no introduction from me. I put on a wee poll on Instagram of, it was fine, but I don't get the hype of why everybody knits so many of them. I understand it's a great stash buster. I understand you can use any weight of yarn. I understand it's such a modifiable pattern, all the rest of it, but I think I'm one and done. But one of my viewers said, hang on, I've written this down, they've knit 58 of them. Wow. Now I know there's some people have left out the lace work and everything and have just knit it. And I think actually the shape's lovely, so I might do that. I might just do a ranunculus without all the fancy stuff at the front. But anyway, this is my ranunculus. That's a really good colour. Maybe these lights were a good investment. I suppose I made it DK. I held, sorry, Russell's back in the room. I held tunt garn. Sorry if you're Swedish. It's all caught. There we go. This tunt garn. Not sure. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. By Ullcentrum, one of my all-time favourite yarns, all of their stuff. It's from Sweden and it's not available in the UK anymore. So maybe I'll have to take a wee trip to Sweden. And it's this particular one is fine yarn, 100% Swedish wool, 4-ply weight, 200 meters per 50 grams, and I have this left, a full 50 grams and wee nuggets. So no doubt that'll be put towards something. And I use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's what 300 grams. I know less a wee bit. I'd say that's 20 grams, and it's a lovely weight. I don't think I'd like a finger and weight one. I think it'd be too drapey. Now I thought I was running out of yarn, so I made this a short sleeve, but DK short sleeve kind of defeats the purpose, so I think I'll probably, oh, my light's just gone out. Sorry about that. Guess you get what you pay for. Cheap lights went out. Anyway, we're back. Yes, so Ranunculus. DK weight. I did short sleeves because I thought I was going to run out of yarn, and I thought I'd just wear a long sleeve top under it. But I'm wondering, should I unpick the sleeve and just add a bit of length to it to cover my bingo wings? But anyway, we'll see how much I wear it. It's a lovely, it's, what colourway is it? Where have I put the, it is Old Pink, which is exactly, it's beautiful. It's heathered, sorry, our dog's barking. It's heathered, kind of heathered, that's about right. So I think it suits me. Everybody said it did, and yeah, but I think I'm one and done, unless I just do the, sorry, probably leaf falling off the tree, unless I, oh look at that, isn't that gorgeous? Unless I do one without all the fancy bits at the front, because it is a lovely shape. So that's my 3 finished objects. I did all right, didn't I? I've got lovely new jumpers, all for me, which is quite unusual to do everything for me. And we'll have to see how that Sleeping Beauty one goes. We'll see what happens. You live and learn, don't you? Then, oh no, it's not all my finished objects. I do apologise. That light going out knocked me. It could still go out, who knows, it could go out again. Many of you will remember that I teamed up with a company called Caydo, or Caydo, and they sent me way last year, an automatic yarn winder, and they got in touch with me again and asked would I review another product, and I haven't done anything in ages, and I thought, well, I quite enjoyed that, so yeah. When it arrived, I have to be honest, I maybe have wee bits of video and pictures going here. I have to be honest, I thought, what have I got here? What on earth am I going to use this for? Do you know what? I've had so much fun. So it's the automatic, I can't even get it off, hang on. It's the automatic icord machine. And so many of you, I put a reel up on Instagram, and so many of you said it looks like something medical. It looks like a nebulizer to me, that you'd put the tube in and put it on your face. This is the machine, and this comes off. You screw that on, and then it all fits away nicely. You can see the wee things to do the icord, and comes with great instructions. Now, it's not released yet. It's not released until the 20th of September. It's pricey. It's £149. I know, £149. But if you use the code Ruth, you get 15% off that. Now, maybe icords are your dream, and this is for you. It's absolutely a considered purchase, but I was very fortunate to be offered it. Anyway, you know there has to be a story. My daughter has made friends with a lady who my mum visits in a nursing home. Now, she's not nursing home age, but she's been in nursing home for a long time because she's basically bedbound. Lovely, lovely lady called Catherine. And I just hear Eva chatting to her. They video call each other. She always goes and sees her when we're home in Northern Ireland, and she always takes her a bottle of red sauce, ketchup. And she was talking to her on the video the other night, and in her bedroom, and behind Eva's bed is her name in icord. I did it, way back, I think in lockdown. And I knit an icord, but thankfully EVA is a very quick icord to do. Well, this lady's name is Catherine, and she said to Eva, "What's that behind you?" and she explained that her mum had made it for her, and she asked if she could get one. Of course, Eva said, yes, no problem, my mum will do that for you. Well, about a week ago, I got sent this icord machine, so it was a match made in heaven. And once I'd looked at the instructions of how to thread the yarn, it was just brilliant. You'll see a wee bit of video here. My son said it's pooing out icord. Anyway, so what have I done with it? I think the hashtag can't stop won't stop might have come in. Now, I have a lot to learn. It's not as easy as it looks. If any of you make the icord signs, name signs, you're brilliant. I just practicing. I need to really up my hot glue gun game. My daughter has we got her a hot glue gun years and years ago, just from Hobbycraft or something like that, because she loved sticking things on, and she's hardly ever used it, but we got it out last night and I had a go at making names. Now, Catherine wanted hers done, and I've stuck it to a bit of paper because you learn all these. I've learned so much these last wee while. This isn't the finished object. I wouldn't give this to anybody, but I ordered wire and I think the wire's too flimsy, so I either need to double it up or get a little bit firmer wire. But can tell me when you can see, what is it? Say what you see, or can you tell what it is yet? Is it, what do you call that? What do you call that? Probably all shouting at the screen. Oh, what do you call that show? It's in the UK. I can't remember. I'll maybe think of it. Catherine, does it look like Catherine? You tell me. Obviously, I was going to leave these hooks so she could hang it up, but it's too flimsy. It would just fall apart. So Eva was saying about we have a frame that she could put it in, that we've taken something out, so we'll think about that, but I'll have to post it over to her. So that's Catherine, but really needs work. You can see the glue and there, look, the wires poking through, but that was the first time I've really done it, so I need to work on my tension in that as well. Then I thought, well, I'd like one. It's in my blanket. So this is the one I did for me. Oh, can you see? Oh, can you see it? I tell you, can't stop, won't stop. Maybe I put it up behind me, will I? Oh, maybe put it on the wall behind me. Anyway, that's Ruth. You're probably going, it doesn't look anything like Ruth. And they've been bent a bit overnight, I think. But anyway. And then the last one I did was this one. My husband couldn't see it. Can you see it? If we put it up there with the black with the... I love it. So that's the icord machine from Caydo. As I say, if it's something that you've wanted all of your entire life, it's out on the 20th, pre-order apparently, on the 20th of September, 15% off with my code Ruth, and fill your boots. But I'm just obsessed. I've got out all of my scrap yarn to do different things, and I want to try and make, I thought to myself, well, you know, name things, that's all you could do with it. Oh my goodness, I went on Pinterest. Talk about a rabbit hole. You can do so many things. You can make flowers, you can do baskets, you can do all sorts of things. So anyway, I am now the proud owner of an icord maker, which I just switch on and it just goes. So thank you very much, Caydo. Caydo has lots of other things. It has automatic, I want to say I didn't try this, but I want to say my code might work for everything. So they do sewing machines, they do yarn winders, they do go and have a look anyway. And I think it's worldwide shipping. Anyway, that's my thing. So the laughs and carries on of us last night trying to work out how to make letters. Obviously, those are not from my head. I googled, and lovely people do this for a living, and I copied them. I'll not be selling them, so don't worry. Anyway, so those are my finished objects. Can I count those as 3 finished objects? Anyway, this is going to be going on forever. So I've got 2 hose. And my lovely bag that I was gifted from Hank's Yarn Parlour, thanks Casey, in Belfast, Northern Ireland. She has this style of bag on her website, and obviously I love it with the yellow, and it literally is the TARDIS. It holds this. I didn't realise this wee strap. Well, I didn't realise, I don't know. It goes bigger, so you could fill this up to the top. So my lovely daughter, who is the most caring and compassionate person I know, forgets that maybe we're not all caring and compassionate. I like to be caring and compassionate. Had said yes and committed me to knitting other things. So one of her really good friends is 18 in October, and she's going to her party. They're very mild. They won't be having much of a party, but she's very excited about it, and she asked me to knit her a pair of socks. So of course, yes, of course I will, darling. So I have one done. Look at that. Now, I was going to do a shadow wrap heel and completely forgot. So, but I think Eva says she's happy with it. It looks okay. The colours are coming up so well today. And I have the other one well underway as well. And this is kind of what I've been knitting the most on in the mornings because I don't have to think. So it's amazing how much you get done. It really is. And this gorgeous yarn is from Cookston Crafts up in Scotland, up in Aberdeenshire, where we used to live. It's Cookston Crafts, and it's fingering weight, 75% merino, 25% nylon. Now this says Livingsatone Daisy, but I think it should be Livingston Daisy. I'm going to say it's Livingston Daisy, and it's a sock set. So it's 100 grams of the main. And then this was the wee mini. Gorgeous, wouldn't mind a full skein in that. And it's just a vanilla sock. That's all it is. And then because my nephew made me my new logo, I knit him a few hats in the summer, and I wasn't happy with it. You know when you knit stuff for people and then anyway, he loves them, but that's neither here nor there. He works outside a lot and it'll be fine. But I thought, seeing he did me the logo and it's his birthday, he'll be 32 in October, I would knit him a pair of socks. He's very knit worthy. He's very appreciative of everything. I don't see him much, but he's a good boy. And well, to his auntie, he's a good boy. And I have knit one of those. Oh, the colours are coming up so well today. But I asked him, do you brights or you know, like darks? He went darks, but you know me. He's gonna hate me. He knows me well enough. I did this to my husband's socks several times and he said no more, but anyway. So this is his finished sock. I have the other one well underway. I would have had this one finished, only I cast on 72 stitches, and of course when I did the gusset decreases, I cast off, or I decreased to 64 stitches, so I had to rip back. So that, I'd say I'll get that finished today, and I'm going to put another another rainbow. Where's my wee rainbow till I show you? So these are really so cool. I've had this in my stash for ages. This is a micro stripe, just 3.25 grams, and it's from All Wool Ends Wool. So I had two of those, and it took the two really. You know, the one to, and it's called Colour Rainbow. There you go. And I just think it's fun. He'll find it funny too. He's good. So that was two unexpected socks, and I said to Eva, please don't commit me to any more because I'm just not enjoying sock knitting at the minute. It's a means to an end to get those finished. As I said last time, every year I go into a sock. I think I just knit so many, and then because I've knit loads for the Marie Curie sock quest, and I've knit loads for gifts. I don't think have I knit any for myself this year? Maybe a couple of shorty pairs, and I really then I just hit the wall and I can't go on. But in this wee bag is my sock ruler. So it comes in two bits. This is from Angela Makes NI. She has a podcast from on YouTube as well. Angela Makes I'm not sure if it's the Anna. I'll put the details down below. And her and her husband have made these. They've made over to the side. They've made sock blockers as well on their 3D printer. You can hear they're good strong plastic, and they're great for storing. So they store in this bag, no problem. You can get all different colours, it's just the ones I picked. And then they go back into each other. Of course, I won't be able to do it while I'm on camera. They go back into each other, and then that does, because Jordan's socks are a size 11. Yeah, I know, I overcommitted myself. So I really needed this nice long one, and then you just comes apart again and fits in your bag. And she has those available on her Etsy shop, Angela Makes NI, and again I'll put it down below. You can see Angela Makes, and she's lovely. I met her for the first time at Big Flock in Bristol, and everybody said, have you known her for ages? And we just clicked. Coming from Northern Ireland, I suppose we would. But yeah, so if you're in if you need sock blockers, they also come apart like this. I should have brought them over anyway. I've shown you them before. They come apart like this, and then there's this a bit like this, and then you add the different sizes on the bottom. It's just brilliant, and so you're not you know, one size fits all. And yeah, they're all available. I'll maybe show you the sock blockers next time. So it would be like, this is the leg, this is the toe, and depending on what size you want, you fit on those individual toes. I think they're brilliant. But anyway, I bought those. Those weren't gifted. She has gifted me sock blockers, but I bought that. So that's back in. Those are back into. I'd like to think I'd get those finished this week, because tomorrow I have to go to Exeter on the train. I don't drive to Exeter. My menopause anxiety would not allow me to do that too often. I've driven a few times and did not enjoy it. So I'll have 40 minutes either way on the train for a 20-minute appointment. The joys of living rurally. I've got a antennae. The joys of living rurally, and it's also the season of parent-teacher meetings. So I have to. There's no point me coming back home. I've got a parent-teacher meeting at 3:30 or thereabouts for my son. So I may just go into a coffee shop and knit because I can. So it should be done this week, I would like to think, and I don't think I'll cast on another pair. I think for my handbag I might, I don't know, a hat or something maybe. So that's those. That's the half finished object. This is going to be a long one. I did go and pause it and go make yourself another cup of tea or come back later. So whips. I think, how can I have any whips? So yes, I said how much I enjoyed and then hated and enjoyed and hated, enjoyed and hated knitting the Sleeping Beauty sweater, and glutton for punishment, I cast on another. I want to knit all of Elenor Mortensen's patterns. Please go and check them out. They are just gorgeous. But this is the one that I decided to do. I've actually had this in my list before I had the other one. That's a relatively new one, but I've seen this a lot. Hope this will show up. Oh yeah, it's Leaves. Go and look it up yourselves. Now I don't think I'll do this, but yeah, you know, maybe. And it is Elenor Mortensen, and it's called the Mabon. Again, that's probably not what you call it. She's got beautiful pictures on the Ravelry. There you go. Yeah, I'm saying Mabon sweater by Elenor Mortensen. And it's in my bag. I'm maybe not going to show you bags much because I haven't bought any new ones and I've shown you them. But anyway, this is one I got, the velvety gorgeousness from Fruitful Fusions. I just literally took the Sleeping Beauty sweater out and put this one in. So I've decided I have had this yarn forever. Like literally post forever. Pre-lockdown definitely, and it's from, she doesn't even die anymore, from Old Maiden. That is perfect. I'm loving these colours. And this is Famous Blue Raincoat, and it's 400 yards per 100 grams. And I have started knitting it into I don't know how many things, and I've always ripped it out, and I think maybe I finally found the project for it. So that's the main, where's my, my main colour, MC. And then for my CC, I'm using Loom. I got this in a sale, I want to say on Yarn Snobs on Facebook. Loom hand dyed, Persimmon is the colourway, and it is Corriedale sock, 400 meters per 100 grams. And Loom is such gorgeous yarn too. I have some BFL Masham from her that I got at the Great British Fibre Festival, and she's also going to Stitch Fest. So watch this, watch this space. The colours, and that's tiny bit darker in real life. So those are my two colours, and this is what I've got so far. There may be some regret because of the size that's come out of the other one. I'm wondering, should I don't want to go up a needle size because I really like the fabric, but should I have gone up a size? But then it might be too big here, so I'm just going to go with it. I did gauge swatch and all the rest of it, but you know, anyway, swatches can lie sometimes, and this is what I've got so far. Hallelujah. Oh, I love it. So it looks, again, it's not superwash, but it's oh, I just love it. I think it'll be really stunning with the blue, and yeah, we'll just see how it goes. I feel like I've missed a stitch, but hey, does that feel like it's missed? Does that feel like there should be a stitch there? Anyway, I've missed it in every single round if it is, so we'll just stick with it. But anyway, so I'm going to keep going with this and see how we get on. It's quite a different colour for me because that'll be up around my neck, but I think it'll be gorgeous. And if the miracle of blocking works as well as the miracle of blocking did last time, we'll have a gorgeous sweater. And it's not as full on with the design. There's a good bit that doesn't have any on it, and as I say, I don't think I'll do this. Don't need to accentuate that part. So we'll see whether I've really enjoyed knitting on it so far. As I say, as a process knitter, I have to enjoy the knitting or it doesn't get done. So that's one whip. Then the other two things I showed you last week, I haven't done anything on. The Meadow, I'm going to say Meadow, is it the I'll put a picture up here. Is it a silent K? Medokvit, I don't know. Medokvit, and it's by Teddy Lutzak, and I am using Blossom from Woolly Knit, and a yet to be decided on Colourwork. Whether most people said yellow was the way to go. So anyway, it hasn't been touched. So because I got all those other things, so I'll get back into that. And then the other one was the Wristy Tank by Ella Gordon from the Shetland Wool Week. Oh, I've pre-ordered my Shetland Wool Week annual. It's my favourite thing every year. The pictures, the stories, the patterns, I always want to knit more than one thing out of it, and it's my wee treat every year. If you're going to Shetland Wool Week, let me know. Oh, would love to go. Anyway, so that's a full Colourwork vest. So I'm taking my time at that. Haven't done any crochet at all, despite my launch into it last week. But you know, I've been busy. And that's my whips. Now, there's lovely Catherine, who my daughter's friend, also said, can your mum knit hats? Can your mum knit mitts? So looks like I'll be doing that too. But she likes red or pink. So, and I wondered, could I do red and pink? But anyway, we'll see. I want to do it in a acrylic because she lives in a nursing home, and obviously they won't take the care to, you know, look after knits the way I would or somebody else living in their own home would. So I think tomorrow when I go to Exeter, I might either pop in to Dartmoor Yarns on the way through in Oakhampton, which is my local yarn store, or pop into Wool on the X in Exeter because I'll have plenty of time before I have to get my train home. And the two things, that the ones I looked at were by lovely Anna Yuti Knits, my lovely friend, and she's done and I'll not probably say this right either, the Niote, oh no, I don't know, I'll put it on the screen, it's hat and mitts. I don't think I'll do all the colours. I think that might scare her. I think I'll just either, you know, pick a block colour for both of them. And I think that might be what will be knit for her if I get the right wool. She said, oh, tell your mum that she's literally bedbound. She's the most gracious, lovely wee soul, and always pleasant, even though she's got such a hard life. So I'm not sure why she needs them, but she says, oh, there's no rush, anytime before Christmas. So I'll take her at her word, but I'll get them done and get them posted off to her. So lots of things coming up. I want to knit on everything. My Ravelry library is bursting at the seams. I have loving knitting up my stash, loving that I can shop my stash, and that I have lots to choose from. It's my favourite thing. And there's more has come in, which I'm going to show you in a minute. Just want to check I've done everything. Let me just check. Yep, no idea. This is probably the length of a feature film, but anyway, get your popcorn. So I have had some goodies come in. Look at this. How good's that? I wonder can I get that as my thumbnail? It always shades my there. Wonder if that would that work. Ruth Loves to Knit podcast. This is the logo that my nephew did for me. I wasn't sure about the headphones at the start, but actually that is how I listen to a lot of podcasts. So yeah, so wee tote bag. Anyway, more to come on that. So I had a lovely viewer message me and ask if she could say, oh, I just found the needle I lost. Searched the place for it. Anyway, I heard it falling out when I was clearing out my project bag, and it fell in there. Isn't that good? So this is a lovely viewer who has their own little yarn dyeing company, and it's on Etsy, and it is Wenham Cottage Yarn. I am also as blind as a bat. I messaged her to say, what's the colourways? Thinking, why would you not put colourways on the... They're on the front. I'm sure, I apologise, I'm sure you thought my head was cut. And I've written it on the back. Oh, dear me. When you doubt my menopause brain, no you don't. So anyway, Wenham Cottage Yarns, and this is in the deluxe space. And that is, oh yeah, take my glasses off to read it. 85 superwash merino, 15 nylon, so, and it's 400 meters per 100. It is bouncy. You can see how rounded it is. Gorgeous. So soft. I mean, look at that. So there's that one, and then she sent me Dark Orchid. Again, it's on the front. She's professional. I'm not. Wenham Cottage Yarns, Deluxe, Dark Orchid. Look at that. The colours today are fantastic. Look at that. And again, it's the 85-25. Now she said I can keep one, and for one there's a giveaway. Hands up which one I'm keeping and which one I'm giving away. I mean, they're both gorgeous. I would knit with both of them. Yes, my pretty, my precious. But look, how kind. A small business on Etsy. Please go over and check her out. Wenham Cottage Yarns. Yarn, even on Etsy. And I will put the details down below. Please go and check her out. That's so kind, and I will get a giveaway sorted for us soon. And even the yellow one. Look at the reds and the orange. Oh, gorgeous. But yes, she's got beautiful stuff on, and communication plus. And if you've any queries, she does different bases. She does the 80-20, or well, no, 75-25. Sorry. And she'd be happy to help you out there. And she also sent me some, might need these later, some little tea bags. And then, oh, her name's Lucy, sorry, Lucy. And some little stickers. I love a sticker for my water bottle. Knitting makes me happy. It couldn't be a more right. Absolutely makes me happy. And I just love all the wee touches, you know. They were beautifully wrapped in tissue paper, and I love all that. I'm a sucker for all that. It just makes you feel really like you're getting a real treat. So thank you so much, Lucy, from Wenham Cottage Yarn. And then I was on Instagram. It's a blessing and a curse, because I have a lovely community on there, but I keep seeing things that are hard on my wallet. And there's a yarn shop, I'm sure maybe some of you, maybe it's your local yarn shop, called Northern Yarns up north. And I saw this and thought, what? I hope the colour comes out in this. maybe a wee bit lighter, just a wee bit lighter. Maybe this yellow behind me stopping, it's coming. But look, my husband says to me, did you write in those bands? That is my signature. That is basically my signature. This is not my yarn. This is my yarn. I own this now, but this is not. No, it's more gold. It's a darker golden. Not as bright. Anyway, the Ruth is no, sorry, I'll start again. The lady who runs Northern Yarns is a yarn dyer. There's many bases on her site. It's a it looks like a fantastic shop. Wish I lived closer. And her colleague is called Ruth, and she named this after. But it literally, she said when I ordered it, she said, what are you going to make with it? I said, I'm going to put it in a frame. I'm going to put it on the shelf and just, I don't want to even destroy that yarn band. I have 3 of them. And she said, what are you going to do with them? I don't know. It might just sit up here. And there's 350 meters. So I suppose a light, heavy fingering, maybe even onto a sport. And it's 95% Aberfield, never heard of that, and 5% Shetland. Ruth is a fully traceable worsted spun 4-ply made from fleeces of sheep that graze on a farm up in Quernmore at the edge of the Trough of Bowland. Dusty's family have farmed here for generations. I love that. I love all of that. She goes on and on about the landscape and everything, and we handpicked the best fleeces while swallows dived in and out of the barn. Oh, it felt like an ancient process, and I loved every grinding minute. Named for my good friend and colleague Ruth Matthews, who has worked alongside me for over 5 years now. Just like this yarn, she is strong, beautiful, and makes the best jumpers. Imagine having yarn named after you. Oh, but I have it now. There's about 5 or 6 other colours, and I've already spoken to Santa. It is gorgeous. You'd know it's 100% wool, but it's not scratchy. It's look at the size of the skein. I mean, it's so and I have 2 more. Literally squealed. Maybe I have the saddest life in the world, but literally squealed when I took this out. Look, Northern. I have to get that as my maybe as my thumbnail. Let's see. Look. I have lost my mind, and you've probably switched off by now. Anyway, it made me so happy. Thank you, Ruth Matthews. And sorry, rustling again. And I just, I'm not hard to please, but that was just amazing. Anyway, I'll have my dad ringing me and saying, Ruth, would you ever shut up? That was ridiculous at the end. Listen, so good to have you with me. That's everything. Lots of stuff. There'll be lots more next time, and I will try and get a giveaway, gift away sorted at some point of a few other wee goodies I can put in it. Just no reason, just because I can. I think we'll stick to, when we do giveaways, we will stick to posting the actual tangible physical things to the UK, and I will do patterns for anywhere else in the world because it's just ridiculous. So I think that's the way we'll work from here on in, unless something changes, because I don't want it to be a cost to you, and I don't want to bankrupt myself either. So I think that's just the way it has to be. If we can sort something else out, we will, but hopefully a couple of patterns will still be a good bonus for anybody who doesn't live in the UK. I could even wangle Ireland probably, but we'll see. Listen, normally I finish my podcast with something that the Lord just put on my heart, and with the world as it is, I had something planned. I'll tell you about this. I pre-recorded what I was going to say today because I had time yesterday, so I look different. I'm wearing different clothes. This isn't here. This is only put up yesterday, and what I was going to say, I decided not to because I didn't feel I could articulate properly what I wanted to say, and I might offend some people. So I'm not ashamed of the gospel. I'm a Christian. I always share something at the end of my podcast that the Lord has put on my heart or in my mind or has been whooshing around in my thoughts. And I know a lot of people switch off at this point. That's quite all right. If you're doing that, I'll say goodbye now, and thank you so much for being with me today. Please leave a wee message down below if you want to get in touch. I'd love to speak to you. I'd love to hear from you. Yeah, just enjoy your knitting, crochet, whatever. And if you are staying on, thank you so much. I hope that it's so simple. It's just I'm never going to say anything with deep theological impact, but it was just what came into my heart yesterday morning in the early hours. So I'm going to say goodbye to now. I'll leave you with Past Me and I'll get this up. I'm going to make another cup of coffee and maybe take the dogs for a walk before it starts to rain, and I have a few other things I need to do later on today, but hopefully a bit of knitting too. Listen, God bless, look after yourself, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye. I just want to share something, a few very scattered thoughts. What I was going to speak on today, I've decided not to, because I didn't feel I could articulate what I wanted to say, and I want to look over it again. And just this morning, very early, I just was spending some time with God, and I just was reminded again that even though I am an impatient person, even though I can't see the bigger picture in what's going on in the world, what's going on in my own personal life, what's going on in my friends' and family's lives, I have a God who does know and does care, but doesn't necessarily think the way we think. I was praying about a situation that I have prayed for years, and there's no budge, and there's no movement, and there's no, in my eyes anyway, there's no change. And you know, I was a bit annoyed about it. And I was just asking God why. And I have quoted these verses numerous times on this podcast, and numerous times in my testimony, and numerous times in different services that I've spoken at. But this morning they came to me again, and they're probably my favourite verses, and they help me in my muddled head often to reason, if that's even possible, why some things happen when I can't see the point of them. And in the dark hours this morning, I was just reminded of these verses again, and it's Isaiah 55 verse 8 and 9. And it just says, my thoughts, I'm using the New Living Translation, it's just, my thoughts are nothing like your thoughts, says the Lord, and my ways are far beyond anything you could imagine. For just as the heavens are higher than the earth, so my ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts higher than your thoughts. Now these verses are taken out of an amazing chapter that I really commend you to read, but this helps me so much. I have enough experience as a Christian to have seen God move in my life, to so let me see things that I never thought would in a million years happen, and it can't be a coincidence, and it has to be of God. But these verses really came back to me this morning to remind me that although I can't see the wood for the trees, and it feels like the train's coming down the track very fast, and every time I turn the news on, I want to cry, and I worry about my children, and I worry about all the different things, and I have to go back to these verses. I can also, of course, read the verses that he'll never leave me nor forsake me, and all of those as well. But these verses this morning were just at the right time, just a reminder to me that he knows, he cares, and he doesn't have to think like me. And he obviously doesn't think like me, and that I have to put my complete and utter trust in him. And you know, a few weeks ago at church, a lady read this poem, and I thought it was just really, really appropriate. You've maybe heard it before, and it's called Wait. I don't like waiting. Nobody likes waiting. We live in a society where we want everything right now. Convenience, don't we? We want everything yesterday, and sometimes if we don't get it, we're not a bit impressed. But you know, that's not how the Lord works. He has his own timing. He has his own plans. And this wee poem, it's not such a wee poem, but I actually got a copy of it because I thought at some point I would want to share it with you, and because I changed my mind about what I was going to talk about today, I thought I would share this, and it's called Wait by Russell Kilfer. And I'll just read it to you now. It says, desperately, helplessly, longingly I cried. Quietly, patiently, lovingly he replied. I pleaded and I wept for a clue to my fate. And the master said gently, child, you must wait. Wait, you say, wait? My indignant reply. Lord, I need answers. I need to know why. Is your hand shortened? Or have you not heard? By faith I've asked, and I'm claiming your word. My future and all to which I can relate hangs in the balance, and you can tell me, wait. I'm needing a yes, a go-ahead sign, or even a no to which I can resign. And Lord, you have promised that if we believe, we need but ask and we shall receive. And Lord, I've been asking, and this is my cry. I'm weary of asking, I need a reply. Then quietly, softly, I learned of my fate, as my master replied once again, you must wait. So I slumped in my chair, defeated and taught, and grumbled to God, so I'm waiting for what? He seemed then to kneel, and his eyes met with mine, and he tenderly said, I could give you a sign. I could shake the heavens, darken the sun, raise the dead, cause the mountains to run. All you see I could give, and pleased you would be. You would have what you want, but you wouldn't know me. You'd not know the depth of my love for each saint. You'd not know the power that I give to the faint. You'd not learn to see through clouds of despair. You'd not learn to trust just by knowing I'm there. You'd not know the joy of resting in me when darkness and silence was all you could see. You would never experience that fullness of love as the peace of my spirit descends like a dove. You would know that I give and I save for a start, but you'd not know the depth of the beat of my heart, the glow of my comfort late in the night, the faith that I give when you walk without sight, the depth that's beyond getting just what you ask from an infinite God who makes what you have last. And you never would know, should your pain quickly flee, what it means that my grace is sufficient for thee. Yes, your dreams for that loved one or night could come true, but the loss, if you lost what I'm doing in you. So be silent, my child, and in time you will see that the greatest of gifts is to get to know me. And though oft may my answers seem terribly late, my most precious answer of all is still wait. And maybe in this time when you feel your prayers aren't being answered, it's a time to get to know God better. It's a time to let him speak to you. You know, usually behind my head, when I podcast, is the scripture text, be still and know that I am God. And I'm looking at it here now in Psalm 46 verse 10. And, you know, sometimes even in the most horrendous, tumultuous times, we need to get still before God and listen to his voice and get to know him better in the waiting. It's never easy. Sometimes it's nearly impossible, it feels, but maybe God's saying, just wait. When we look at our world, when we look at our lives, when we look at the situation we're living in at the moment, when I think of my children and the world they're growing up in, if it wasn't grey, it would turn me grey. But I have a saviour. I have a hope. I have a loving God who has seen that in his mercy, his mercy, his grace is sufficient for thee. He has been gracious enough to save me. He has been merciful even as I was a sinner. You know, if you haven't asked him to be your saviour and you're just floundering and you're just drowning like you feel, maybe it's time to reach out your hand. Maybe it's time to reach out your hand and take the free gift that he is offering. You know, he won't push it on you. I won't push it on you. I can't do anything. I can't save you. I can't do anything like that. But I have a merciful, gracious God who is just standing, waiting for you to ask for his forgiveness, to ask for him to come into your life and for you to live for him. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, please get in touch, ruthlovestoknit@gmail.com, and I will do my best to answer questions. As you can tell, I don't know the answers to all the questions, but if I can help you get to know him better or come to know him as your saviour, I would just love to. And just think of the difference this year, this coming year and into 2026 would be if you have him in your life. As I say, this isn't what I was going to talk about, and it's maybe very, very scattered, and it's maybe a bit longer than it normally is, and I will come back to you maybe with what I was going to talk to you about in the first place. But I hope today, if you're in that waiting period, that you will know that God's arms are around you, lifting you up, and he's going before you. Okay, God bless. Bye.